This video will provide Murray State University faculty with an overview of institutional repositories to showcase our research and scholarship. Why talk about open access? This is the fifth in a series of short videos created by the university libraries that will examine different topics related to open access. We encourage you to view them all. An institutional repository is basically a website that centralizes university or faculty-created digital materials. Besides management and dissemination, one key function of a repository is preservation and ensuring access for future generations. Depositing work in a repository can be required or optional. Most institutions are more successful with an opt-out policy, which automatically archives everything produced unless a faculty member says not to. The alternative is an opt-in policy where faculty have to be proactive in archiving their work. Deposits can be managed by faculty, departmental staff, or library staff, depending on the institution. Because institutional repositories are crawled by Google and other search engines, the visibility of the institution is raised considerably by the provision of open access to the research its authors generate. What would it include? Each university can decide exactly what is collected in its repository. Some possibilities include pre- or post-prints of articles, copies of open access articles, copies of other creative works such as musical arrangements, short stories, or poetry collections, journals published by the university such as the College of Business's Journal of Business and Management Landscapes, or the Graduate Journal Explorations. Research data sets. Many funding agencies are now requiring that authors post their data sets to openly available websites. Thesis or dissertations. This can include both undergraduate projects and undergraduate research posters from Scholars Week and Capital Scholars. It can also include thesis and dissertations from our master's and doctoral programs. University publications, presentations, or posters might be useful to others within the institution or beyond. Items can be collected at the institutional, faculty, student level, or all three. Using a repository to be more intentional about collecting and marketing our research, scholarship, and creative activity is why it's critically important for Murray State authors to be aware of their rights. If you haven't already reviewed our brief video on authors' rights, we encourage you to do so. Our SACS peers are doing it. Many institutions have already set up repositories in an effort to market their research and scholarship. The open access movement, as well as greater awareness of authors' rights, are allowing schools to distribute their materials more widely. Already, 11 of our SACS benchmark institutions have set up repositories. However, 2 of these currently only collect student scholarship, and a third is participating in a statewide repository in North Carolina. 3 Kentucky schools have excellent models of repositories that you can view. University of Kentucky's uKnowledge, Eastern Kentucky's Encompass, and Western Kentucky's Top Scholar. The University of Louisville signed a contract in fall of 2014 to begin their own repository, and both Morehead State and Northern Kentucky are exploring their options. We will be building our own repository in the next few years. It was listed as a goal as part of the MSU 100 plan under academic research and scholarship. To get an idea about what our repository might include, you can take a quick peek at Western Kentucky's. One of the things it does well is communicate the reach of faculty and student scholarship through a real-time map. Once you open the site, it begins tracking everything downloaded since your arrival. You can use the arrows at the top to scroll through the titles and locations of recent downloads. In comparison, Eastern Kentucky tracks the top 10 downloads of all time, the 50 most recent editions, and a highlighted paper of the day. EKU also has taken advantage of the platform to grow as a journal publisher. The school currently hosts 5 open access titles. Why have a repository? I encourage you to browse the sites of the other state repositories to see just how we can use our own as a strategic marketing tool. It will make student and faculty research available through web searches. This has a trickle-down effect where the more visible MSU is on the internet for positive things such as research, the more likely we would be visible to a wider variety of students. It also allows for a faculty member's research to still be attributed to their time at MSU if they decide to move on to another institution. A repository has the added benefit of making compliance with open access mandates easier, since pre- or postprints and datasets can be shared through it. While some of you are already active contributors to subject or disciplinary repositories, you could consider this as a complementary tool. While those repositories are great ways to spread your work to other specialists, it may not be the best way to reach students or non-academics, and it doesn't quantify Murray State's body of work as a whole. To put it in perspective, Michael Jensen noted, if scholarly output is locked away behind firewalls or on hard drives or in print only, it risks becoming invisible to the automated web crawlers, indexers, and authority interpreters that are being developed. Scholarly invisibility is rarely the path to scholarly authority. We see this video series as the start of a conversation. We hope you begin discussing with your colleagues, department chairs, and tenure promotion committees how open access fits into your discipline. You may find it helpful to review the other videos in this series to increase your understanding of this issue. Several members of the university libraries collaborated to produce this video series. Any of us would be happy to answer open access questions for individuals or to facilitate discussions with departments, or to introduce the topic to graduate students in research methods courses. I'm Candace Vance. On behalf of my colleagues, I would like to thank you for your time.